just gonna kind of get into it. Like first off, what is your role in SOAR?
Yeah, my role in SOAR is now the director. So I oversee all of our staff, success coaches, and academic advisors. I moved into that role probably about 10 months ago or so. Prior to that, I've been a success coach here at UNC for 15 total years, so been here quite a while working with pretty much the same population of students. So,
And what is SOAR and why is it important to students?
so SOAR is a program that kind of houses many different populations of students. So we've got several populations that one of them is our first generation population. So these are students who are coming in whose parents haven't earned a bachelor's degree, so they're considered first generation. We've got students who are Bears First, and those are our students who are graduating high school with below a 3.0 GPA. So the data shows that the more support those students get as they come into college, the more the likelihood is for them to graduate and just move on from freshman, sophomore, junior year. So that's a very important population. We also work with our independent students here at UNC, and those are any students coming in to UNC who are coming out of foster care, who are considered homeless through the McKinney-Vento program in high school, those who may not have any parents or being raised by someone other than their parents for multiple reasons. So again, another high need population that needs true support. We also work with our undeclared students, so students who are coming into UNC that aren't sure of a major, or they have maybe multiple majors that they're considering. We advise those students, and we serve as their primary academic advisor. And now, most recently, we're starting to work with all transfer students. So any transfer student coming into UNC, we've got a staff member here that will work specifically with those transfer students and offer support and offer, just a place where these students can go to know that they have help and, get referred to whatever offices that they need. So a lot of populations, a lot of work that we're doing, but it's pretty amazing the work that we're doing. And really overall, it's just a support program for these students to make sure that, they're just being guided. A lot of students, especially our first generation students, they come into college and there's a lot of unknowns. The parents don't know what to do, how to do, so the students are kind of, just feeling a little lost sometimes. So they struggle, and a lot of it isn't even an academic struggle. It's a lot of an emotional roller coaster, really, that they're kind of on. So it's just having a success coach, a go-to person on campus to help alleviate a lot of that stress and really just help guide them through this whole process. It's pretty life-changing for many of these students. So
How should students, get to know the SOAR program better? Because, as a first generation student myself, when
mm-hmm.
I first came to UNC, I wasn't told about the SOAR program, even though I came early. I was part of the lead-on program. We moved in early. We walked all around school, and even on my tour, I wasn't told about this. And I was, in the lead-on program, most of us were first-generation students.
Yep.
So how do we get more involved?
I think the biggest thing for SOAR and for our campus partners is we just got to do a better job promoting the program, and not just our program, but there's multiple programs, that serve different populations of students. We've got our CHE program around the corner that serves all just first generation students. They're a grant funded program. We are starting to really focus on a specific population for first generation students. So, really just getting the word out there, talking to, our cultural centers, talking to our admissions partners, when they're getting out there recruiting students, just really knowing and understanding what we're doing and the level of support that we're able to give these students, I think is probably the most critical point of really knowing who we are and what we're doing. And other than that, as students start to consider UNC on, their destination UNC days, their visit days, having us and our staff really get out there and just meet students, meet parents, let them know who we are, and put a face to a name. The more people hear about SOAR, the more they're going to know, that's a great support program. So, really just promoting and getting out there and just, being visual and just helping campus and the community know who we are. And I think that's going to be a huge part of really building what we're doing and just keep growing from there. So.
What is, like a connection with students that maybe helped push you to continue to be an advisor? And how is connections with students, why is it so important?
Yeah. I was a first generation student also. I lived in Greeley, went to the Greeley public schools, and, growing up, no one in my family ever went to college. It was a struggle for, a lot of my family to graduate from high school, let alone think about college. So, we didn't live too far from campus, but, driving by campus, seeing all these big buildings, I always looked at it like almost like if it was a country club, like a place that I didn't go, I didn't belong, or I didn't know a whole lot about it. So, it wasn't until I started getting involved in some trio programs, some pre-collegiate programs that really motivated me to even think about a future, think about college. So, having a person like myself, looking up to them, knowing that they have answers for me, things that I don't know, that I know my parents aren't going to talk to me about because they just have no idea. I want to be that person, and that's kind of what motivated me to do what I'm doing. Is the programs that I was in that helped me. It kind of led me to this path, this journey to want to support students, and it's not just for education, it's just supporting students to be successful, to overcome obstacles, and to know that they have a purpose, in this life. And, education is just one of those journeys, one of those paths that's going to take them to more success, to be able to take care of their family, to be able to unlock those doors for their, future generations to see it's possible. They did it. I can do this, and just, I want to, and I know I have been, that person, that's going to do everything I can to support my students and just be that guide and be that go-to person that a student can count on, whether it has to do with their struggles in their classes or just their emotional struggles, their family difficulties, their, whatever it might be. They know they have someone that can relate to them and to kind of help walk them through some of these problems and obstacles. And that's why I've stayed so long, and that's why I feel like leading me into this director role, being able to help our staff. We have an amazing team here in SOAR, and the staff, they have a lot of those same passions to really connect with students and to really build these students and help them to be successful. So, it's easy when you're working with other staff that have that same passion that you have. So, being able to lead them and to just lead a program like this with everything that I'm passionate about, it was the next best thing to, I don't see as many students now that I'm the director, but I still am able to see a good cohort of students, and it's just so rewarding, overall, just seeing the students progress and walk across that stage in the end. It's just that's why we're here. So it's pretty amazing.
In terms of connections with other people, with your staff, and even with the student workers in this office, how important is that, to keep up not just with the program but also the interpersonal connections here?
I mean, I think that's huge. I think, just as an office, our student academic success office, we're connected with our tutoring services. We've got a lot of people coming through this office all the time. So I think, to have a space where students can walk in and staff could walk in and they feel welcomed, I feel like that is so important, to be a welcoming environment, and again, our front desk staff, they do an amazing job. So, being able to see a smile or just to feel, a lot of it is feel. You can walk in an office space and sometimes it feels a little stuffy and it's can be a little uncomfortable, but when you've got people that are welcoming and smiling, and for me, I feel like knowing our staff, knowing the students that are walking in here, it's important to say hi. It's important to have that little dialogue, a little conversation sometimes, because again, the more a student feels that you're paying attention and you have an interest in who they are and what they're doing, again, it provides that welcoming feeling, the feeling that they belong. And again, that's a big struggle for a lot of our students, that we serve, is that feeling of belonging. So it's really important for me to, as a leader, to make sure that I'm number one doing it myself, and our staff and everyone in our office space is doing the same thing. Is just having a good time, being yourself, and just being welcoming to everybody, not just students, but everybody. So that's really important to me.
Yeah, and I work here,
Mm-hmm.
and as a front desk student, it's been definitely very nice being able to get to know all the staff members,
Mm-hmm.
from both sides.
Yep.
And that's definitely created a warm, welcoming environment. And I mean, you don't get that a lot in office spaces. And so, why is that so different here? How did that become such a welcoming environment?
Well, I mean, we work with students, this whole office, whether it's the tutoring side or our support side, it's all student based. We're student first. So, it's, you've got to change an atmosphere, and the best way to do that is just, again, to be ourselves, to be welcoming. And how do you be welcoming? It's, we can ask that question a million times, but I feel like the best way is to, just to be present. Don't be so engulfed in your work and stay in your office space and look at your computer screen, but engage the people walking through. And I think we've done a great job at that. And we've done a great job getting to know each other. I feel like in the past we've all kind of stuck in our own office and didn't really communicate with each other a whole lot. So I feel like that change was the biggest change I've seen, is everyone's really just communicating more, and just, it's feeling like our home. You're coming to work, sure, but this is our home away from home. So let's make the students feel the same way.
And what are some ways that you do bond with the students who are here?
With my own students, I mean, personally, I like to play games, as being in the front desk, it's a good way to get to know a person, and to just to have conversation, just to have fun. Again, if you're presenting a fun environment and you truly are having fun, I'm not trying to play games with students to just pass the time. I'm doing it because I feel like it's a way for myself to open up and let a student get to know me, and in a way that I get to know students, you know what I mean? So, I usually have a little Connect Four set up on my desk a lot of times, or, one student I used to play cards with, it's called Speed, a game of Speed. So
Speed.
yeah, it's pretty fun. So it's, just being able to have fun and have, a little camaraderie, a little competitiveness, it's just, it opens up something different, as far as that welcoming atmosphere. And it's just fun. If you're able to have fun where you work, and you're able to provide that space where a student can come and know, I can take a little bit of load off, and I can relax a little bit. I don't always have to be in this tunnel vision of study, or feeling that stress and that anxiety, but I can catch my breath, in the SOAR office, and just kind of be myself, and smile, and maybe share some stories of how life is going, not just how biology is going. So that's pretty important to me. I know it was important to me as a student, working with the people that had an impact on my life, and with all these years of working with students, I feel like it's done a huge thing for these students to connect. So.
And, last question.
Yep.
How does one get involved in SOAR? You know, what should a student know before either coming to UNC or just starting out in SOAR?
Yeah. Well, many of our populations are Denver scholars, which I didn't mention when we first started, our Bears First students and our independent students. Those are students who are automatically going to be put on our roster. So we will get a list of those students, you know, from either admissions, financial aid, or somewhere. So those students will automatically get an outreach from us. Of course, it's up to the student to make an effort to come in, but you know, research shows, all the data shows that the more that you're connected with a support staff on campus, you know, the higher rate of you persisting and graduating. So, you know, it's really important to respond, you know, just respond to that outreach, respond to the people that are offering the support, you know, and SOAR for those populations, we will outreach, and it's primarily by email, you know, sometimes it's a phone call, but we also will meet you at orientation or one of these visit days. Our other populations a little different, you know, our first generation population, you know, you have to opt into this program. So, you know, really just ask questions, you know, we can't, UNC is like 43% first generation, so we can't serve every single one of the students, but we will if we try. You know, I'm open to it, but you know, we're going to outreach, we're going to promote. You know, we're going to have a sign-up day, you know, at orientations. Our website, you know, the UNC SOAR webpage, you know, we're going to have a space where you can email us if you're interested. Hey, I'm interested in the SOAR program. We'll set up a meeting with you and we'll put you on our roster. At orientation, we do have a little form you fill out. It's an interest form, so you just pretty much fill it out and we'll talk to you about the program, talk to you about our role and, you know, and our expectations of the students, you know, as they're participating. You know, it's such a great program. You know, we've got a mentoring program, we've got weekly workshops and social activities and game nights and, you know, just so many things that we're doing to help the students connect and just feel welcomed here at UNC. It's huge. It's a huge success, and you know, we want to help as many as we can. So definitely look at our SOAR page. If you're first generation, a lot of our other populations, you'll automatically be contacted by us. So really just respond, and you know, we'll be there to support you. So
is there anything else you would want people to know that we haven't talked about?
No, I feel like we've touched on everything. I just want to emphasize that it's very important that you respond, because we all get tunnel vision. We all start to get focused. We all are experiencing this new journey out there, you know, whether you're living on campus or you're commuting off. You know, it's very easy to scroll through those emails, you know, and skip important notifications or important reminders. So my biggest advice is just respond, you know, look and see where your support is and do take advantage of it. Why support helps? Why does it help you persist? You know, there's probably a million reasons, but it does help. So my biggest advice is take advantage of all the support you have, our tutoring services, our actual support programs. Having a connection with someone on campus is so important for you to be successful and just get to that next level and just, again, have fun and enjoy this experience rather than feeling so anxious and stressed all the time. So.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right.
Well, thank you so much.
Good job. That was good. Wasn't as